Good morning. Welcome to our discussion segment on Good Morning Anambra program this morning. How are you? Welcome. It's a new week. This is the first working day of the week. So we'll start rolling from today till Friday. Welcome. Okay, as we roll, this is a very important week. You know very much that this is a very important week in the lives of this nation. Okay, if you are from Nigeria, if you're from Nigeria and you are living in any part of the world, this week is a very important one to you because it's going to define what is coming for the next generation for us. So you should be very concerned about what happened this week and how it will happen. Perhaps that's why we have come up with this topic for the day. How prepared are you for the 2023 general election? I'm asking you personally, wherever you are watching me now, are you prepared? Are you ready? How prepared are you? Having been armed with your voter's card, and then a whole lot of things that you need to keep. Sometimes some people were reading out certain things that you need to do on the election day. But are you prepared? Are you prepared for the 2023 general election? That is the topic for today. Okay. And some people have joined me to ask the same question to you and perhaps tell you what you need to do to ensure that you are prepared for this. They are Ambassador Izuchukwu Ejikeme. Ambassador Izuchukwu is a public affairs analyst. He's also a master of politics, history, business, economy, research methodology, and progressiveness. A very good morning to you, Ambassador Izuchukwu.
Yeah, good morning, Anambra. Good morning, Nigerians. My pleasure.
Okay, my pleasure too, welcoming you to this studios. Okay, seated next to him is Obi Meze. Obi Meze is a public affairs analyst, also a publisher and a blogger. Good morning, Obi Meze.
Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
Okay, you're welcome to this studio, and just like I've asked, which of course I said you are going to help me ask our people, how prepared are you for 2023 election? Let me start with you, Izuchukwu. I look at you as a youth, and then do you guys say that this is youth o'clock? That the slogan that you are the future leader, that you want to make it happen now. So let me start with you. How prepared are you as a youth?
Okay, thank you. What's the name again? Madam?
My name is Sijama.
Madam Ijoma. As a youth, I'm 100% ready for this election. I'm 100% ready. Got in my PVC, my entire household, my friends, PVCs, and we are 100% ready for that. Of course, that this election, February 25th, will be for we Nigerians to choose February 25th will be a day we as Nigerians, we choose our next leaders for the next 80 years, because not 4 years.
Not 4 years now.
Not 4 years. Because whoever that be, we as Nigerians, we choose between light and darkness. All we need as a nation and as people. It is broken. So
I had
broken.
So it needs to be amended.
So we need to amend it. As a youth, I'm 100% ready for this election. And of course, the INEC has promised us for free and fair election. we know that this cashless policy is already affecting us. I'm not a politician, but it's already affecting us. And I believe it's a giant step. For me, Izuchukwu Francis Ejikeme, my family, friends and well-wishers, we're 100% ready. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Obi Mezve, how prepared are we supposed to be as Nigerians for this 2023 election?
One would think that most Nigerians are prepared, if not every Nigerian. But of course, you know, you can have a situation where every Nigerian is prepared. That's not possible. So it's good to say, it's fair to say most Nigerians are prepared. In my 30, 40 years of watching the electoral processes, I think it is fair to say that no election season has been as all permeating and all pervading as this 2023 election. Having said that, the way Ambassador Izuchukwu spoke, and that's the way a lot of people tend to speak, it is not an election to end all elections. We should not approach the election from the point of view of is a do or die matter, because these are the things that charge the atmosphere. Okay? He also said 8 years. No, it's not 8 years, it's 4 years. That's what the Constitution says. And in recent times, a president has failed to be re-elected. Don't forget. Goodluck Jonathan failed to be re-elected in 2015. So we can't take it for granted that once you're elected president, you coast for 8 years. Indeed, if there is anything this 2023 election is telling us, is that if you don't perform, you will be disgraced out of office. If you do not perform, you will be disgraced out of office, because the youth, you know, of which is one of them, are highly charged. Unlike before, when they were, you know, they were, okay, let me say, complacent about the electoral process. This time around, they are not. And I see that trend growing. So Nigerians are prepared. The only thing is that some of us appeal, particularly people in my generation, that this is not the end of Nigeria, and it should not be the end of Nigeria. Before you know it, 4 years is around the corner again. And if you want to make changes, you can make changes. This election must not end all elections, but we must make efforts to make sure that we vote the people that we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
This election is not going to be the end.
Yes.
But perhaps the youth are saying that it's going to be the end for the old order, that they want a new order. Ambassador Izuchukwu.
Of course. Of course. I don't know the crime we have committed by becoming Nigerians. And like I said earlier, this election, we as Nigerians, we as youths, we need to choose between light and darkness. And I still repeat that word. It's not a do or die affair. We are not violent. Of course, if you see our many million marches, we are not violent, you know. But it will be a time for us to reflect on how far we have gone and where we are heading as a nation.
Okay, let's look at how prepared to be, having collected and then what do we need to do? How ecologically and otherwise, how else do we need to get set for 25th of February as it concerns this general election, especially the presidential election? What are we supposed to have in place to ensure that we'll have a good election, credible election? Izuchukwu.
Okay. At first, I wish to commend the INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission, for their giant strides, and wish to also appeal to them especially members of the political parties, the agents of political parties. They need to be sensitized on what they need. Not even us as Nigerians, because we need to vote. We will vote. But when they need to sensitize their agents, of course we have beavers. INEC promised to give us free and fair election, free, fair, credible election. So since INEC had informed us that they want to give us free and fair election, and also they are against vote buying in this election, I wish to appeal to them to make it a rule that no voter will be allowed to vote with his or her smartphone. Reasons. People will be asked to show evidence that they voted for a particular candidate or political party. And in order to receive money, they will not take pictures of whom they voted for. So INEC should, as a matter of urgency, should provide a small basket where one can keep his phone, and upon casting his or her vote, that person will pick it up immediately. It's a passionate appeal.
Okay.
Yes, it's a passionate appeal. And of course, I've been a peace ambassador, and I keep telling youths, youth nowadays are not violent. Huh? All of them, we are taking our anger
To the ballot.
down to ballot paper and polling units. No form of marginalization, no form of ego vote.
Okay.
So this election will be peaceful. INEC should do their part. Political parties should do their part. We as Nigerians will do our part. Thank you.
And everybody should read the handwriting on the wall.
Of course.
Because just like you said, the youths are not smiling. Sorry about that, sir.
Don't worry.
Okay. We'll have a lot of things.
Let me just say that the INEC regulations, which are part of the law governing this election, says that telephones and other electronic devices capable of taking pictures are not allowed in the voting cubicles. Voters may come to the polling units with telephones, but must not take them to the voting cubicles or take pictures of other voters while they are voting.
Perhaps that's why he suggested
Yeah, so,
that there should be a basket where you drop it.
Those of our viewers who are viewing Nigeria and across the world, they should note that, so that you avoid causing trouble when INEC people of the security officials
ask you to drop your phone.
ask you not to go into the cubicle with your phone. You are not, according to the electoral law, you are not supposed to go into the cubicle with your phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at other things that could hinder election, the coming election, or could pose a problem and not just not hinder it. Okay, we have this Naira redesign policy that is eating us up, even though the president this morning asked us to exercise some patience, that some policies are very hard. But for the fact that it's good for us, we need to exercise some patience. Okay. So, and then we also have this space of insecurity, especially down here in the southeast, where most of our police stations are being set on fire almost on a daily basis. Do you see this as a problem coming up? Considering that the election is coming up on Saturday, maybe in 6 days' time.
All right. We talk about the Naira redesign. Thanks to the internet, social media and so on and so forth, we make mountains out of molehills. This Naira redesign, we were given 3 months. This same president, when he did his first sort of Naira redesign, gave us only 12 days, and we complied.
And it worked.
And it worked. Go and check it. Buhari gave us 12 days and we kept to it. And it worked. So what is so wonderful about Nigeria today that we cannot do it in 90 days? Because we are not being honest with ourselves. That's one. Then secondly, CBN, even before the Naira redesign became an option, had been talking about e-money and so on and so forth, digital money and so on and so forth.
As the cashless
A
economy.
cashless economy. And some of us were nonchalant about it and so on and so forth. But I must also say that this has forced a lot of people. I see even pepper sellers displaying their account number where you can do transfer. Yes, pepper sellers displaying. Somebody told me a story 2 days ago as she went to Ekoka. Last time she went, about 2 weeks ago, she had problems because she had to buy Naira. That is, she exchanged, and then had to buy before, all kinds of
Naira
things.
is changing itself.
Itself. So when she got to the market on Saturday, she was a little, she didn't know what to expect. And she eventually found out that almost every store she went to, she didn't have any problem. She didn't have to even do, transfers. All were done by transfers. She bought turkey, she bought pepper, she bought this, she bought onions. Transfers. So yes, I know it is touching. Even me, it touches me. But do you know something? I have not had cause to look for 1 Naira in the last 2 weeks. I'm telling you the truth. I have not had cause to look for 1 Naira. Right here, all I have here is 1,050 Naira.
But
The 1,000 is old 1,000. 50 Naira, of course, is still legal tender. But the 1,000 is still here because I didn't have need for it. I didn't have cost to use it. And I haven't had any challenges. Because anything I want, I can buy and do a transfer. Yes, you can say that, yes, a good number of Nigerians are not like me. Fine, but I also tell you that a good number of Nigerians are finding a way to live with this.
Oh, yeah. That's always the first time to every situation.
Okay. Then there is also something, because we keep forgetting things. And that is why we keep trying to reinvent the wheel. We talk about youth. The only thing wonderful or outstanding about the youths in this election, in this 2023 season, is that for once we have the youth population being much more than any other band in terms of registration and collection of PVCs. But the youth, this republic particularly, the youth has always been leading. If you cast your mind back to when this republic started, when Obasanjo was elected in 1999, who was the Speaker of the House of Rep? How old was he? Do you remember the challenge? The first challenge he had was his age. All right? Salisu Buhari, that's a youth. Dimeji Bankole, a youth. So the issue is not so much the age. The issue should be about vision. What is your
awareness,
vision?
the level of awareness now.
What is your vision? What are you bringing to the table? Not about how old you are. Age has never been, the youth has always been highly favored in this country. This state where we live, our first civilian governor, Jim Nwobodo, was 42 when he became governor. His counterpart in Kano, Abubakar Rimi, was 40. So the issue of age has not been it's not the problem. It is vision and commitment to delivering your vision.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah, I pointed two things that could mark the election or could be a problem preparing for the election, which is one of them was the Naira redesign, and then the second one is security. Okay.
Yes.
So let's.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to him now.
Yes.
Let's look at that. Is there any way that can stop us from, going to the polls?
Of course. We also touched the part of Naira
Redesign policy.
Redesign policy. Even as of last week, I went about 3 INEC, what do they call it? Place where they're sensitizing their polling units.
Okay, the
EOs.
Okay, training centers.
The training centers.
Yes.
I was at training centers, And even those that came find it very difficult to transport themselves back to their various destinations. And of course, we know that those EOs or those INEC officials, they will come on Friday. And on Saturday, the election morning, how will they access their various centers? Some of the drivers are not even accepting the transfers and even the old Naira or new Naira. They are not accepting it. So it will be a very difficult task for them to fulfill.
Okay.
It will be a very difficult. Then the issue of insecurity. Of course, we have 3 zones in Anambra State: Anambra North, Anambra South, and Anambra Central. And I would say that 2 out of the zone, 3 zones are very peaceful. But in Anambra South, people will still cast their votes. People will still come out. So citing insecurity as one of the challenges is not a challenge.
Good.
People will still vote. What is expected of INEC is to provide adequate security. And people have even volunteered themselves to work as security. Me, Izuchukwu Ejike, I will work as security in my agent, in my polling unit. I work as a security. So people will be there to work as security. People will volunteer themselves. The communities will engage their vigilante services, and they would get to work. So it's not a challenge. Insecurity is not a challenge.
So you are ensuring that people
yes.
that they should come out.
Yes, people should
and
come
vote,
out.
Despite all the
Nigerians and the Anambra should come out en masse and cast our votes. Insecurity is not a barrier and will never be a barrier.
Okay.
Let's cast our votes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to some people on the streets. Let's hear them. We'll come back and then begin to conclude.
I will tell you that I'm happily and readily prepared for the election, because this is an election of its kind. It's a very technical and very important election in the history of Nigeria, where things will be done in a different way. And myself and the youth around me and, majority of Nigerians, they are ready to vote in this election. So I'm very, very ready and very, very prepared for the election. From what is going on in the country, I've seen where the minds of the youths are going. And I believe their fingerprints will showcase that protest. That anger in them, that desire for a better Nigeria in them, I know it will come to manifestation come February 25th.
We should get our PVC ready, understand? Our PVC is the currency, because if you want to buy something at the market, you need your currency. And in this coming election, our own currency is the PVC. And I urge each and every one of us, the Nigerians, the youths, to get your PVC ready. Because with our PVC, we can cast our ballot. The PVC is our civic right. This time around is not the time where money speaks now. It is the time to elect good leaders. And to get good leaders, our PVC does it all. So I urge every youth, every Nigerian, both old and young, go and get your PVC. Keep it ready, so that day you can cast your ballot and go back to your various houses.
As we speak now, my voter's card is hot, really hot. And I'm also talking about, in my little way, talking to people about the election, how they should exercise their rights to vote. Yeah, everybody out there, you have your PVC, go and vote for the man you think is going to deliver this nation. This election is going to be decided by we, the electorates. It's not going to be decided when you sit in your houses. So I'm calling on everybody to go out there and vote.
For the election, I'm just waiting for the day that will be like everybody should come out and vote, because as situations going on in Nigeria here, I'm actually fed up with it. Like everything that is going on, I'm tired. Like as you can see now, this cashless policy most especially. I'm meant to be at my house for like 2 hours ago, but because of no cash, I've like been walking up and down looking for where to withdraw. Any POS stand I go to, no cash, and nobody wants to take transfer. Like, I'm just stranded there. So definitely there's nothing that will make me not to vote the right person. The advice I'll give to every individual about this upcoming election is for you to get your PVC. Vote the right person. Don't sell out your PVC card just in order of bribery, just in order to collect money. Just do what is right for your own benefit, for everyone's benefit, like for the benefit of we Nigerians. So at least this country will be good. At least a person rest. At least there's something better for once.
The betterment of this nation depends on you, your PVC, and your index finger. That is what will determine our future from 26th of this month. Because by 25th, you must have casted your vote. But by 26th, you're already determining what the future is. Thank you very much. As we welcome you back to the live studios of Good Morning Anambra on ABS TV. Okay, yeah, gentlemen, we talked about the things that could make us not have a good election, like we have looked at the cashless economy. I mean, they redesigned the Naira, and then the security. You wanted to say something on security before we went out?
I agreed with him. I agree with everything that he said. Because it was something we were discussing outside before coming in. People are afraid of security, that security will be a challenge. But we have held elections in even much more insecure situations than we have now. And people are charged. People want to vote. People want to have this election done with. So I don't think that security is any serious challenge. Anybody who tells you about security probably has other issues that he doesn't want to talk about.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, from what we heard from the people that we talked with, what do you think will happen if peradventure will, let's say that the beavers, because somebody mentioned that beavers, they said the beavers stopped working, that there's this fear that because of network that the beavers will work in some place and it will not work in some place. Do you have any arrangements for that?
Of course, INEC has assured us that the beavers will be working, but in some places where the beavers will not. I'm not an INEC official.
But you've attended the training.
I'm not an INEC official, so if the beavers is not working, there are some documents the party agents needs to sign, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
There are some documents they need to sign. The political party agents, they would sign it and they will switch to manual. So beavers is not a threat. But open use of beavers, so I am election.
We are using beavers, probably. We are using beavers. INEC has made very, very, very clear arrangements. It is not all the time that the beavers needs to be hooked up to a network. There's some job that can be done without Qualcomm and so on and so forth. Only INEC has made you have you call and a certain length of time is given on the beaver replacement arrive, and when it arrives and voting is not concluded up to a certain time, it continues the next day. INEC has these. They have tried. They have tried. We want to see this work. Okay, and they just had finished a pilot about a week ago in selected cities across Nigeria, where they tested the beavers again, just to be doubly sure, and then to take note of possible malfunctions or challenges that we will have. There is no system that is foolproof, no system that cannot fail. None, so long as it's done by man. So let's give them a chance. Let us support them. Places where, for some reason or the other, beavers fails to work, let's encourage them to have a change.
Let's encourage them
yes.
to have a change.
Yes.
And then remember, we're still looking at the challenges that we may face during this election that may not really, be palatable to us. But the fact remains that we have all agreed that we are going to the polls and that we are going to have a good election. But that's something I want to talk about, the stakeholders in the state. Imanas na kanwetu onu ekwu nka na ekebe oke na okenye na-eji anya eke ife dị n'ofe and then after that you should also as okenye make sure that na okerele onye ọbụla. The stakeholders in the states, have they really engaged the INEC to ensure that na ife ebu batala ebe a dị enough? Like if the case of change beavers and we're enough to change core and we're not beavers na yes to Bunenugwu as I can na Edo State je with another one to change before Edo State election I got for the day. Have we been able to assure that all the materials, both sensitive and non-sensitive, are available at a good quantity, that we're not going to have any kind of challenge when it comes to the materials? I'm coming to you, Ambassador.
Okay, the reason why I cited beavers non-compliance as a threat, because when you look at when the PVC registration was going on, you go to some local government headquarters, and when you get there, you will see about 1,300 persons with only 3 laptops, 3 machines. 3 machines. And even the governor or deputy governor visited some of these areas, and nothing was done. So I'm not a government official. I don't know if they have engaged INEC.
But a stakeholder. We're all in this together.
INEC do and what to do, But I believe it will work out. I believe they will comply with INEC directives and ensure that we'll have a most peaceful and credible election in Anambra State. That's my belief.
Okay, thank you very much. You might want to come in there. Obi Mensah.
I want to believe that the election process on D-Day has been questioned and examined and re-examined nationally. And possible shortcomings pointed out to INEC, and I also believe that INEC has done something, has taken actions where the points made were issues they had not visited before. I believe that the system will work. I want to encourage the electoral officials to do their job. The system is there. The system has been tested. This is not the first time we're using beavers, by the way. It was used in Anambra in 2021 and has been used in about 2 or 3 other states since that time. So the system, there is no system that is 100% perfect. But I think that the perfection rate in beavers is very high. I'm challenging the officials, the INEC backroom people, those that are going to be in the field to do their job the way they should do it. I see us having one of the best elections in the history of Nigeria so far this year.
God helping us.
Yes.
But I was looking at a situation maybe in a state like this, or have a committee that is going, not minding where you are coming from, whether you are from this party or the other party, but a committee of people that will ensure that we have a good election when it comes to security, when it comes to provision of materials, electoral materials that we need, when it comes to even money, even transportation of officials. Because we're not talking about, the cashless wahala that is, it might hinder movement of some officials that are going to work. So if we have such committee that will take care of this, vehicles will be made available to move our officials from one point to another, make sure that Not this one that I can ask na ejeli bute electoral material na bagana. A chair for the whole day. And I was talking about maybe news and a whole lot of things. I'm beginning to look at look at us taking these things seriously. You got to go as a people. Because now, we can do both say May Fefa and May or Daba. Oboroko beast where Biamo party in on him. And okay, make sure that we have a good election. You got to go and now walk on the ground concerning security. No, you're going to get put on Ujama Toge. I ensure just that the governor has ensured us the election must take place whether you like it or not. Now, you got to election, not minding all these fears and they create on social media or sit at home and a whole lot of things. You ought to go. So we need a committee that will do this. Or what do you think?
That is creating another bureaucracy. I don't think you need a committee. INEC is there to do their job. Then you have a government.
These things are silent. They're not official. But the important is to make sure that you have a good election in your area.
Job, and where they anticipate a challenge, they are supposed to make noise. And they have been doing that, just like they told you that there are about 250 polling units that will not work this time around. Reason being that these units were created to reduce the pressure on some other units around. But that nobody has agreed to be transferred or requested to be transferred to those units, so there will be no. So INEC has said that. And in terms of security, they have also made so much noise about security in the southeast and in the northeast particularly. And the governors have been doing something too. But creating another committee, that's another bureaucracy entirely. And you will see that once you create that one, you need to create another committee to supervise that committee. we don't need that. We don't need that. What I would have actually wanted to talk about in terms of security, and that is for the future, is that some actions that ought to have been taken, particularly with particular reference to the southeast, we seemed to have kept too late. Like what happened in Abuja last week of the federal government visiting the Finnish embassy. That's something that should have been done long ago.
Okay, because of the instances at home,
yes.
especially this one that they have modeled up for this election, starting from 23rd to 28th.
That thing should have been done a long time ago, not last week. So that the Finnish government will give us a definitive statement. Would they want Nigeria to make progress, or they want to fold their hands? And we can ask them to leave this country. I don't know if you understand the point I'm making. But efforts like that should have been done long before now. Going last week, well, okay, at least we've done something. But will the Finnish government act as quickly as we would expect them? And I expect the Finnish government to give us a definitive word within the next 48 hours. Okay, we can't have somebody dictating to us over there and causing confusion all over the place.
Okay, do you see that now? The proposed it at home or whatever, do you see that as a problem that will hinder people from coming out to vote?
Of course, sit at home is not a threat. Of course, there is sit at home today, but I came all the way from Ogidi. I drove like about 35 to 40 minutes and nothing is happening. People are coming out. People are tired. And that is why they need to go to polls and vote, cast their votes, and ensure that we enthrone the right leader. So sit at home is not a threat and can never be a threat.
Okay. Now, as we get ready to go, let's advise our people on how best to get ready to come out and cast their vote on Saturday. Let me start with you.
Okay. I will advise Nigerians and in the Anambra, especially those who are not living near where they expected to cast their votes, like some of us who live in Naioka here. Where I'm casting my vote is Ogidi Ward 1 in Gemili North, 016. And definitely on Thursday, on Friday morning, I will be in Ogidi. I will get myself prepared for Saturday. On Saturday, I will eat very well in the morning. As early as 7 a.m., I will move to my polling unit. I will stay there. I will go there with my can water. I will pack my car. I will go with snacks, with whatever I have. And not only casting my votes. I will cast my votes. I will be there to make sure that my vote counts. I will be there till the INEC announces the results. Then I'm good. I'm okay. I'm not working as any party agent.
So that's exactly what you're asking other people to do.
That is what I'm asking other people. Not only not just cast your vote and go. If you cast your vote,
come prepared.
Come prepared. Sit down. Come with can water. Come with snacks. Come with umbrella.
You can even come with food if you eat too much. Like Ambassador, you can come with your food.
And get yourself prepared. It's just a 24. It's not even. It's a day sacrifice.
Sacrifice that will determine your future for the next 4 years.
Of course.
So no sacrifice is too small for that.
Of course.
That's what Ambassador is saying. I'm so sorry, Obimenze. I'm sorry.
No, he has said it all.
Okay.
He has said it all. I agree. The only other thing to add is let us be peaceful.
Yes. Be peaceful. Very important. Okay? While you do this, be peaceful. Come prepared. Don't be in a hurry. Exercise patience. Don't fight the officials. There might be 1 or 2 delays. Some people do things fast, some do slowly or whatever. But exercise patience with anybody. Able to cast your vote. That's the most important thing to you. Whatever it is, tell yourself that whatever frustration I meet, I will overcome it. Index finger and cast my vote. We keep rolling. By Friday, we'll tell you, we'll show you how to do the casting and a whole lot of things so that you don't go with your vote unnecessarily. We are here to ensure that everything will work out. So this 2023 election. Thank you very much. Thank you, the man that has joined me this morning to look at this. Ambassador Izuchukwu Ejikeme, a public affairs analyst, and a whole lot of things. He's a realist, he's he's in politics, he's in history, business, education, economy, research, methodology, and progressiveness. I thank you very much for coming, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and also Bimez is a public affairs analyst, a publisher, and a blogger. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much. Viewers, thanks for staying with us.
Okay, and I thank my cameraman, the producer Ifi Unachukwu, and the director, audio, and a whole lot of people that made it happen, even my makeup artist. I'm looking good this morning. Okay, my name is Sijama. My name is Sijama. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.